Welcome to the Built to Scale series Outside Marketing, bringing you quick, actionable episodes to help move your business forward. Here's your host, Craig Severinsen.
What is up, everybody, and welcome to episode 28 of Outside Marketing, the show where we answer the question, how do you build a thriving business without sacrificing your personal life? I'm Craig Severinsen, and if you're enjoying this content, make sure you check out builttoscalehq.com. That's where you can find the full podcast, Built to Scale, as well as how you can find the information on how to work with me, right? If you want to put in the foundations and systems you need to scale your business and move from solo pro to CEO, then that is the place for you, and you're going to want to check it out. So go to builttoscalehq.com. Today, we're going to be talking about basically what follow-up and sales. That's what I want to talk about, and this is on my mind because yesterday I was watching the show Shark Tank. I don't know if you guys have seen this. It's been years since I've watched it. In fact, I haven't watched it since I started my business, or maybe right when I first started my business, like a long time ago. This has been on for like 13 seasons, I think is what it's in now. So it's been a long time since I watched it, but I enjoy it, right? So I ended up watching it yesterday. And there was a person that came in. If you don't know how Shark Tank works, entrepreneurs come in with their business, they pitch it, and then if the ultra successful people on the panel, called sharks, want to invest, then they'll make an offer, right? And it's supposed to be, and I'm sure it is, but it's real offers, real negotiations for equity with these investors, right? So, anyways, there's 5 sharks in there, and in this particular case, 4 of them had paired up. And they were pitching the entrepreneur. They wanted to work with them. So 2 groups of 2. And then Mark Cuban was sitting over to the side, just watching it. And the entrepreneur just kind of kept on looking over at Mark Cuban because he's got this bidding war going on between 2 groups of the investors. And then over here, you got Mark Cuban just kind of sitting there just watching. And one of the other sharks was like, "Hey, are you waiting for Mark to make an offer, or what's going on here? You keep looking over there." And he's like, "Well, I'm just waiting to see what happens." He's just sitting here enjoying the fact that he's got these people fighting over him, and is Mark going to jump into the fray? And Mark just looks at him and goes, "Sharks don't beg. I don't beg. If he wants your offer, then he'll take it. And if he doesn't, if he wants something better, then I'm going to come in with something better." And it just was and then he ended up just from then on out, while the entrepreneur was there, just kind of razzing everybody that, "Wow, you're a new type of shark. You guys are begging. You're pleading. This is not shark behavior. What are you doing?" And it just really struck me as interesting that Mark Cuban in that moment knew that he was at a disadvantage, and that his brand and his style did not mesh with what was going on with the sharks, or in that situation. And rather than indulge, he was willing to say, "You know what? I would rather give up this opportunity than put myself in a position where I am not going to get the best deal possible." And he ended up not getting a deal, but the fact that he put that foot down, what does that say about his brand and who he is and the types of deals he does get? He's going to attract a certain type of person because of that, right? Now, these guys are uber successful anyways. But when I saw that, I started looking at all of them and how they're acting, right? Because most of the time, they will do things like, "This is the offer, take it or leave it. You don't want it? Okay, move on. I don't care. I'm done." Right? They don't sit there and go, "Okay, well, man, I wish I could get you to take advantage of this offer." And how many times in sales do we do that, right? It's like, "Okay, let me negotiate. Let me see if I can make this work." And I think that there's a balance between, being accommodating and overcoming obstacles. But when you are uber confident in your skills, in your product, in the value you bring to the table, then you don't have to negotiate, right? The trick then is to find the people who appreciate the value you bring to the table and to partner with them, right? So there's 2 other things that I saw. One is that all of the sharks, right, all of them, once I noticed that about Mark Cuban, I started watching all of them. They all had the same attitude, right? "You work with me, I'm the best. I'm gonna make this. I'm gonna blow this up. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do X, Y, and Z." And Mr. Wonderful kept saying, "I'm gonna do this because I'm the best at this," and someone else would be like, hey, we can all do that. And I was like, you know what? They all can do that, but they're also all so confident in themselves and in the value that they bring that they are willing to just be over the top, like, this is what I do. And that made me think about how confidence plays so much into your sales. So much momentum you get in your business is not really about how you structure it or the value that you actually bring. It's about your energy and your confidence in being able to step up and say, this is the best thing. Let's do it. Let's roll. This is it. Right. And then the other, I think the key to make this work in a way so there's two things there, right? So number one is know your value. And number two is be super confident. And I think the thing that ties these together is that you have to be a strategic partner to your clients, right? If you're sitting there and you're pitching, you know, huge packages or like trying to get these great deals, close these great deals, but don't have their best interest in heart, it's not really a win-win situation. You might get one or two sales, but you're going to develop a reputation and it's not going to last very long. The other thing about the sharks is that when they get, there's like a bird right above me just squawking. He's enjoying the show, I think is what's going on. He's just really excited about learning how to follow up and make sales like Mark Cuban. So he's enjoying that. Anyways, if you watch them, when they're competing against each other, they get a little bit like aggressive, right? But when they are working with a deal one-on-one, like no one else is competing, you watch those sharks, they structure deals that are profitable for them. They know they're going to be profitable. They're not going to take a bad deal for them, but they're also very generous with the way that they structure it for the person that is coming into the agreement. They know that if it's not a win-win scenario, that they're not going to, the business isn't going to go anywhere, right? You got to treat your clients and your partners like they need to win too, right? You got to treat them well. That doesn't mean that you take a loss. That doesn't mean that you do something for free. It means that you get value and you make sure that they get value as well. In fact, many times, and maybe it's just an excuse, but many times while I was watching this show, the number one reason why the Sharks would back out of a deal is because they'd say, hey, I'm not the best person for this. Like, I love what you're doing. I love you as a person, but I can't do anything for you. So I'm gonna back out. That mindset of partnership, that is what gets you to tie that confidence and that value together so that you can act with integrity and close deal after deal after deal after deal after deal. So who knew watching that much Shark Tank would come, all this stuff would come out. It was really interesting because so the truth is I got sick yesterday, so I was just laid up in bed. So I did a Shark Tank marathon just all day, and it was really cool to start analyzing it from that point of view. So check out Shark Tank if you haven't watched it for a while. It's certainly inspiring, right? But those are the three things that Mark Cuban can teach us about following up and making sales. So number one, know your value. Number two, be confident. And number three, be a strategic partner to your clients. And that's what I got for you. Until next time, take some fast, focused, imperfect action. I believe in you. I got your back. Until next time, see you guys.
Thanks for joining us. To check out all the Built to Scale episodes and to see how Craig can help you in your business, go to builttoscalehq.com.